Welcome to Work World Writing. Every single year I take my students to this website. It's called the Word Factory. And this is just a website where you can hire writers. And to me, it's so exciting. If I wasn't a teacher, I would love to be a professional writer. And I met the lady that started this company. Her name is Margot. And she's just a fascinating person. I mean, she's written for some newspapers and magazines and websites that are quite famous and consults with companies. But what I like about her is this is her livelihood. You know, it's not like a J.K. Rowling thing where you can create a series and be millionaires. Like, this is her livelihood. Like, she pays the mortgage by being a great writer, an effective writer in the real world. And she's been doing it for over 20 years. And so if I want to be an excellent writer, I need to learn from Margot and what she does. And so I emailed her and asked her, what's one great piece of advice for real world writers? And this is what she said. She said, say everything that needs to be said in as few vivid words as possible. This has sort of become a motto in my classroom. And it's sort of broken into two pieces. The first one is say everything that needs to be said. And so sometimes we'll send out a message and then we'll just get the message right back with more questions. And we kind of want to eliminate that. We want to say everything that needs to be said the first time so that we don't have to have somebody reply back and ask for more clarification or more detail. So it's important to say everything that needs to be said. But then, she says, in as few words as possible, and try to make those words vivid, readable and exciting, but as few vivid words as possible. I asked Margot if she would be willing to tell me how much she charges. At that point, she was charging $1 a word. And so if I go to Margot's website, even the very first paragraph in her website is $58. Just that little thing right there. Just think about each word costing $1. And so now you need to be careful how much you write, because when Margot sends out a piece of writing, if she writes too much and she kind of overcharges, she's not going to get that next writing job. But if she doesn't write enough, then she isn't getting that message across again. So she has to write. Basically, her motto is true. And I kind of use that as in my class as motivation. Is that word worth $1? Is that word worth $1? And most students will apply this kind of thinking when they're getting ready to publish something, when they're kind of getting towards the end. Do I need this word? Do I need this word? Have I said everything I need to say in as few vivid words as possible? But I think it's a real world sort of approach to writing. And so I'll give you a quick example. Here's a sentence over here on the left, and I say this. There's a difference between writing found in a novel and writing in the business world. And if I apply Margot's strategy, say everything in as few words, I can start to look at my words and maybe remove some of them or reword them. And so I said writing found in a novel, I could call that novel writing. Or again, I did that with the bottom. Writing in the business world, I changed that to business world writing and just saved a couple bucks. So you can see here I had 16 words in the first sentence, and then in the after I had 10. And in this one I could only take out one word. I took out the word many and just went with novels. In the next sentence I took out the to me and just went right into the novel writing. And then at the end, places to stop along the way to enjoy the beautiful scenery. I just condensed that down into picturesque stops. And so I'm condensing these words again. Let's try that. I only had 2 paragraphs here as an example. This one says, when it comes to business writing, things are completely different. Business writing is much more crisp, fast, and clear. I realize I can cut out the whole first sentence. I'm just kind of repeating myself. And then in the next sentence, business writing is much more. I could just take out the word much more. They're weak words. They're not really good describing words. I could just, business writing is crisp, fast, and clear. And so I play the game with my students, and I tell them I'm going to read through their writing, and I'm going to see if I can remove words and say everything they're saying in as few vivid words as possible. And we try and play this money game, and we start taking out words and see if we can save money. In the end, the before writing was 123 words. When I was finished, 79 words. I saved $44 just by going through a second time and trying to say everything that needs to be said in as few vivid words as possible. Thanks, Margot, for the great advice, and more to come. Thanks for watching.